automatically curates apparel products into personalized, ready-to-wear looks. Stylit's patented technology digitally quantifies user style and leverages that data layer when creating and catering looks to individual users. Since launching in 2014, Stylit has had 130,000 signups, of which 30% of users engage on a weekly basis. We're going to have as our speaker, CEO and co-founder, Asif Versano.
Thank you. Hi everyone. As said, my name is Asif Versano. I am the CEO and co-founder of Stylit. At Stylit, we've developed technology that...
Everybody, can you just check the microphone's on?
It is on.
Okay. Can everybody hear okay?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's great now.
We developed a simple, elegant, and intuitive way for users to find their favorite apparel products. Now, to me as a man, I've always been under the impression that women enjoy going to shop, enjoy the process of shopping. A study that was done and consisted of 2,500 women showed differently. 44% of them dread the thought of finding something they like to wear. 25% of them complain that it's hard to find fashionable clothes that are age appropriate for them. 42% of women said that shopping would be much easier if they look different. To me, this is a bit sad. Now, let's face it, how many of us can walk into a department store today, skew through the thousands of items in the store, find products relevant to me, build them into a cohesive look, and feel comfortable with it? And this is the offline experience. If you take it online, you're presented with a search box. You search for an item, you get thousands of different items. You have to go through the process again. And if you want to mix and match with other products, you have to open another tab and then find other products and visually try to build that look and commit to a purchase. To me, that sounds really inefficient. An example of a Bloomingdale's experience, speaking of Bloomingdale's, a search for a black dress results in 1,215 different items. 1,215 different items. Now, a personal story, I was looking for a bracelet for my wife on Etsy. She happens to like Etsy. I typed bracelet, clicked enter. I received 1.5 million items. 1.5 million. It literally would have taken me 1 year to skew through all of them. So I just clicked next, 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 and just decided to not continue with it. At Stylit, we have developed a simple, elegant, and intuitive way to find your favorite products. The Stylit experience, this is what users get as part of our platform. We present the users with the very basic style quiz, and then our technology finds products for them, builds cohesive looks, and matches them with those particular looks. Those looks, they result in a higher engagement, therefore in a higher conversion rate to a sale. How do we do it? We capture and learn the shopper's style DNA, which means the products that that individual is most likely to like. We use algorithms to map hundreds of millions of different items, and then our technology builds those cohesive looks and matches the user with the looks. Some stats about the platform. We currently have 131,000 registered users in the system. 34,000 of them are coming back to us and are really engaged on a monthly basis. To date, we've sold about $600,000 in merchandise, and our conversion rate on the platform is double the industry average, which currently stands on 1.85%. Now, in the $66 billion industry, this increment has a massive impact. Well, apparel e-commerce is booming, but why does it lag behind other e-commerce categories by 300%? Why is there an unrealized potential of $150 billion? We credit that to the confusion and exhaustion that's caused on the consumer side, to the consumers. Business model. Our business model is rev share. We get between 8 to 15% of goods sold through the platform. And the second stage, we'll implement drop shipping, goods directly sent from the manufacturer or retailer to the consumer. Yannick Nissim, who just could not be here today, and myself, Asif Persano. We both come from the technological unit of the intelligence technological unit of the Israeli Defense Forces, 8200 and 81. That's where Yaniv and I met. We both have extensive experience in the startup ecosystem, both on the product side, product development, and tech side, and also had the luxury of being part of successful exits in the past. I also personally built the recommendation engine, the recommendation and personalization engine for the high-end brand product in LA. As A.A. Gill once said, not everybody reads poetry or listens to music, but every single person in the world gets up in the morning and puts on something, and whether you like it or not, that's a statement about who you are. Thank you very much for your time, and that's it.
Thank you. Let me start off with 2 questions. Very, very amazing presentation. Thank you. Just some first questions. So your revenue model is a revenue share from the stores that you sell at, the manufacturers that you sell at.
Yeah.
With 130,000 signups and active users, how are you doing so far on your revenues?
Well, so far to date, we had about 8,000 different transactions in the system. We started with an average item price of about 65 items. We just recently increased it to about 95. And that percentage is coming directly from the item that we sell. We technically, the manufacturer that the item is presenting as part of the look, being tracked for 180 days until a conversion actually executed.
But just specifically, what are your current revenues, and what are let's down to the dollars and cents. How much how are we doing monthly revenues, year-end revenues?
The way that we currently generate about $6,000 in gross revenues on the platform on a monthly basis.
And what are you forecasting? Where's this?
It all depends. I mean, 2016, we're starting a partnership with. Gets back to the forecast. We're starting a partnership with Taubman, who happens to be they own malls in the U.S. Short Hills Malls is owned by them, and Beverly Hills Center. We're gonna let them use our products, our platform, and offer these personalized looks from the mall's inventory, and that will pick up our user base. We're projected to get to 2.5 million users by the end of this year, 2016, due to that relationship with them. That will tremendously increase our usage by users in the system, and also have some sort of a product feed setup with Taubman directly, which will increase our rev share as well.
Let's talk a little bit about your funding round now.
Okay.
What are you looking to raise? What are your use of proceeds? And what can you tell the people here about that, about the round, the terms?
So we raised about $500,000 at the beginning of last year from friends and family, $480,000 friends and family. We started a seed round just recently of $750,000. We do it as a convertible note. 20% discount, 4% with 20% discount and 4% interest. We have about 550 of it committed, which we have 200 left. And the way it looks right now, we might actually extend the round, which will work in our favor. Just get more when we can.
So it's a bridge, a 20% discount to the next round. Can you tell us anything about valuation thoughts right now? Just for the listeners
if anyone
here?
has any questions, we can discuss it offline.
Right. Any questions here from the audience? Shiva.
Yeah. So do you have to make agreements with all the different clothing manufacturers and carriers to feature them on your app, or can you license this technology to other manufacturers?
Did everybody hear the question? The question is if there's agreements with individual retailers, or they go about, or is there licensing through an aggregator, perhaps, right, for multiple channels?
So at the moment we work with the aggregators, and we get access to, through the product feeds, we get access to different retailers and different products in the market right now. We have agreements to do there. When we start with a drop shipping model, which is the market is technically set up for this type of interaction, it's something that's been happening in the last year. of manufacturers and retailers setting themselves up for drop shipping. When we get to that stage, yes, we'll have to establish a relationship with them as well.
Yes, Daniel in the back.
Are you going to do something similar for men in the future? Wear women style?
Technically, yes. The reason we started with women, we initially, this technology could definitely work for men as well. The reason we started with women because as a consumer, you get much more feedback when you work with women on the product itself. Men usually, unfortunately, I mean men myself, men usually do not provide feedback. They just either use it or don't. And that going through that process with women really helped us optimize what we have.
Yes, Janet.
What do you do with returns?
My question is, what do you do with returns?
We don't hold the inventories. We submit the order to the retailer or the brand, and they deal directly with the customer.
So if there's a return, it goes back to the manufacturer or the
They
retailer?
buy it from the manufacturer. They buy it from the retailer. We don't hold any inventories. It's just a technological play at the moment.
Thank you.
Chuck.
How do you decide, or who decides what to purchase? 'Cause I know my wife is a financial consultant, not financial, a fashion consultant.
Okay.
She deals with all these big houses. She tells them what to buy, what to produce, what not to produce. She goes into their showroom. She pulls things off the rack. She throws them in the garbage. She tells them nothing looks good. I mean, who tells you what looks good? Who tells you what's going to sell?
So, very early in the process, we've realized initially this was just a technological play, pure technology, analyzing products using very complicated technology, natural language processing with product feeds, applying some tags, developing this taxonomy. I will not bore you with the IP of the product, but at the end, the user got a look, but the look was whole, meaning that when it's made by technology, technology worked, but it still needed that human element. Human elements to look at those looks and still kind of give the final stamp on some of the looks, but then have the machine learn from that interaction, learn from the input given by the person. So it's adaptive machine learning that learns from input given by human beings as well. So we have right now about 3 personal shoppers that work with us as consultants. We've developed CMS tools for them to look at the looks that the system is generating and then to approve some of them. Either approve, give some feedback, and the machine learns from it. So these 3 personal stylists, they're able to work with a community of 131,000 users. We scale them. That's the beauty of it.
Asif?
Yes.
Asif Rassano, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Stylit.
everyone. Yes.
Guys, he'll be here after the session. Please feel free to approach him directly and